What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning to another episode of Right on Cue Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Logan Chestnut, Small Batch Barbecue. Joining me tonight, again, it's my barbecue brother, Mr. AJ Johnson from the Norada Barbecue team. What's up, AJ?
What's up, man? How's it been hanging?
Exhausting. It's exhausting. It's hot. It's starting to get hot again,
Starting getting hot.
Being the larger, capacity, larger fellow, I sweat. And me sweats a lot.
Yeah. But, it's a good thing that, we got reserve. So anything happen, we got that reserve on us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'll definitely survive longer than these skinny folks when it comes to like the apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Or I don't know. Now it depends. It depends on what kind of apocalypse. Because if it's like a zombie apocalypse, and I can't run as fast as them, but I can trip them.
That's right.
And hurt them, and I'm mean. So it'll balance out. Darwinism at its finest.
That's right. So when I hear that y'all had a burger practice competition at the house,
we did. My daughter, when we were cleaning out the garage, she found this little tailgater $20 Kroger kettle, and she's found that. She's like, "Oh snap! This is my size."
There you go.
So she's like bound determined to start cooking burgers.
There you go. So is it going to be a small batch barbecue junior in the near future?
That's right.
That's right. I'm talking about
small batch juniors.
That's right.
That's right. No, it's fun. It was like, of course, like she has to pick podcast night to decide she wants to do the cooking. And I'm like, all right, I get home and I have like an hour till the show. I'm like, all right. So, we dump way too much charcoal out there and light the fire. And then I'm like, all right, what do we do now? I'm like, well, we wait now. I should have took more charcoal out because I put I feel like I was filling up my can. I'm like, I only know one thing. That's just to dump half a bag. But my son helped me do it. I was like, literally the grate was like floating on top of the charcoal. Yeah, I know. And then I lit it, and it's one of those. I pulled a Myron mix, and I bought the kind that had the lighter fluid already on it because I'm like, I don't have time for this noise.
So you're that guy that get the lighter fluid comments on in KCBS, huh?
Oh, that's if I'm having a good day.
Oh, man.
I mean that's a nicer comment for me. Like sometimes they're just like, stop it, just quit, stop
sell
now.
Your stuff,
sell your stuff, fire sale, Facebook Marketplace me. Yeah, that's the comments I usually get. But no, I'll tell you what. For her first burger, and my son did a hot dog. They were very proud, and I was not hungry at all. But we ate them, and they were pretty good. She did a very good job. I want to see her and Bailey go at it.
That's right.
With her little, was it she got a little Weber, didn't she? From the
like a little Weber Junior, whatever they call it, 10-inch Weber.
They're cool, man. They're perfect for like 4 burgers and some hot dogs.
Yeah, and good to go. Easy to manage for little kids. Can't complain.
And dude, I saw some of those kids that are doing the steak, and they had like the sear marks and everything like that. I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah, doing it big, man. I saw one guy, man. He was having it like a cast iron skillet, seared his. I was like, man, very impressive.
I still want to know who the hell that judge was. They gave Bailey 777.
Yeah, they don't be judging.
I mean, kid, I would have threw a fit. I was pissed. I think I was more mad than you were. I was hot. I'm like, who in the hell, idiot vegan gives freaking 777 on a kid's queue?
People, they got problems, man. You just gotta look past them.
They do have problems. So what we got coming up, man? We got Pusa Q.
Yeah, we got Ditto coming up next week, and then we got Pusa Q coming up. That's a big one.
I never done Ditto.
Those it's pretty good. It's laid back, nice shaded campground. Chicken and ribs, laid back. You get out of there by 3:00. Man, random them, they don't play. When you turn in at 12:30, you having awards at 2:00.
I like it. I like it. For the long drives like me, that's what I want.
That's right.
And then Pusa Q. Man, I'm pissed off. I'm missing Pusa Q this year.
Yeah, man, I can't believe that you don't want to do a round 2 on Thursday night.
Dude, that was really, really rough. It was rough.
Oh yeah. But you need those every once in a while.
Oh no, it's good. It's good. It's like a heat check. You're in the gym and you hit a couple shots and you're like, man, I can't miss today. and then you shoot the next 4 and they're like, bang, miss. That's what my body was feeling the next morning. It was on all cylinders.
Kind of like a hangover, right?
Yeah, man. Like I said, absolutely. It was definitely a little hangover the next morning, 100%. But that was a blast. That was a good time. But like we said though, man, for barbecue, I feel like there's 2 things you always see at every comp. You always see hickory wood, and there's always somebody with a hangover. Usually it's me.
Yeah.
But then that cheesy intro is our way of saying that our guest tonight is none other than the 1-2 punch of Hickory Hangover Barbecue Team.
Hickory Hangover.
Out of the great state of Greenbow, Alabama, down there with Forrest and Jenna. Jenna, evil heifer. But no, man, I'm excited to have these guys on. I know when I first started, 3 years ago. I mean, they're one of the teams that when you heard they're there, you're like, crap.
Yeah. They team to beat. Still is 5 times out of a year.
Still is. Yes, Justin. Yes. Logan got that hangover. I know. I need that holy water to make me through to the next day sometimes. But all right, man. Here we go. Let's bring these boys on. Let's welcome to the stage Mr. Jay and Brian Walker. Well, I introduced y'all like a married couple, but I mean, I guess that's appropriate.
Mr. and Mrs. Walker.
Hey, just for the record, I'm from Louisiana, not from Alabama. I just happen to live here.
There you go.
Well, fair enough. I mean, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. It's like a curving your test. It's like, I don't know. No, I don't know. What part of Louisiana are you from? Because I love some
right
Louisiana.
Outside of New Orleans, a little town called Belchase, about 20 minutes outside of New Orleans.
I got you. I love Lafayette. Is it Lafayette or Lafayette? How do you say it?
Lafayette.
You got to do it French style. Well, I feel like there's a little hatred there on the Lafayette. So there's that.
Nah, Brian, we had a party one time and for my wife's 40th birthday, and we had a bunch of people come from Louisiana, and we spelled out all these crazy names. And Brian might have had a few, and trying to get him to pronounce half those words, it was pretty comical.
No,
shit.
I can only imagine.
More than you think. Yeah, a few of them.
Dude, I mean, Alabama's the same damn way. Like, I'm looking at like some of these cons. Like, where are you going this weekend? I'm like, Oni one Ada. I'm like, what in the tarn hell? Sound like the Looney Tune guy. Freaking, I'm like, what in tarnation? I'm like, I don't know where the hell I'm going. I'm going to Greenbow. Anytime my employees ask me, where are you going to cook this weekend? I'm like, Greenbow, Alabama.
Yeah.
Damn.
Not even a real place, a fictitious town.
Right.
No, it's 100. No, watch your mouth. It's 100% real. That's where that whore Jenny lives.
You're not touching that one, Brian?
What?
It's a family show, man. I'm keeping it PG over here. You know what I'm saying?
And we appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Brian Walker.
Yeah. AJ's gonna spank me later for my naughty language. No. Anyways, guys, back to barbecue. So tell the people who don't know, because like I said, you're the silent assassins now. You're cooking about as many this year as I am, but the people who don't know you, who aren't from this area, let them know who you are and where Hickory Hangover came from.
Go ahead, Brian. You know the story better than I do.
So Poppy's the third piece of the pie, right? So he and I used to cook the local contest here in Huntsville called Whistle Stop every year. We've been doing that ever since 2008, something like that. But we would just cook that one contest every year. And Jay and I's daughters, they did competition dance together. So
Ooh.
Yeah. So Jay was like, he came to a barbecue contest, he came to Whistle Stop, and he was like, dude, what do I need to do to get involved in this? And I was like, I don't know, say you want to get involved. I don't know. Come on down. So that was back to Whistle Stop was in May. And then like 2 weekends later, I think was Ditto. So we cooked Ditto together, and I think that was 2018. So we've been doing that. We've been Hickory Hangover. We've been this version of Hickory Hangover with the three of us since, I guess, spring of 2018.
2018. So what was the
all started with Ditto landing in a 10th place chicken call.
That's
You
right.
got hooked. Hook,
dude,
line, sinker.
What is it about the first contest? It seems like more times than not, it's like the first time, like if you're with somebody go to casinos, like I've never been to a casino before. Like there's 9 out of 10 times they're walking away with more money than they came with.
Oh yeah.
It's the same way with like first time contest at barbecue. It's like you get that first, 10th place bowling trophy and you go in debt instantly. Just right there, you go in debt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably right.
So you
Got carried away from that point.
for sure. So you say y'all started 2018. Did y'all start on drums, or like what kind of smokers did y'all start with when y'all first started out?
Weber Smoky Mountains.
Okay.
Then we went from there to Rectech pellet grills, and
Pellet
then
life.
and then was it like year 2, Jay, that we got into the we did like a hybrid thing for a while where we were like using drums and pellet smokers, and then we just full-blown pellet or full-blown drum smokers after that.
Right.
I got you.
Yeah.
Joe, of the, because like you said, you kind of did the whole spectrum. What do you like better about the drum smokers than you did the previous, like pellets or your Weber Smoky Mountains?
I would say that it's flavor is similar to the Weber Smoky Mountains. The way we used it, we didn't have the water pan in there, so it was basically a drum. But you'd have big temperature swings with it. The drums stay pretty well dialed in. I think the flavor's a lot better than the pellet. I think the pellet will give you the consistency. So I mean, you can, and we were like robots with it. We would turn in the same stuff every single time, but it kind of like lacks that pop, I guess.
I got you.
Makes sense.
Man, so when y'all started cooking, how long did it take y'all to kind of go all in and like really kind of study the game and like elevate your cooking styles to where at the level that people know you now? I mean, if you see, I mean, you got tons of the barbecue trophies and stuff behind them. So obviously you've done something right. How long did it take you guys to kind of shorten that learning curve to where you are now?
I mean, our first year, I think we did 5 comps, and
something like that.
And then we kind of jumped into it. I mean, 2019, we probably did 12 to 15 comps. I mean, we were all in at that point. I mean, we got hooked, and there's so much information out on the internet and everything as far as learning. Brian remembers every weekend we weren't cooking, dude. We were cooking chicken at home. We were cooking ribs at home. I mean, literally, we got tired of eating it. So I mean, we jumped into it pretty deep, pretty quick. I mean, new trucks. I mean, we had to have stuff. I mean, we started with a kayak trailer pulling our barbecue pits around behind Brian's RAV4.
Yeah.
Good times.
Sleeping in under cots, and we did just like everybody, cots and underneath the tent. I mean, that's how we started. And we just kind of eased into it from there. But once we got into it, man, we jumped into it full bore for sure.
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd toy hauler now, and but we live like less than a mile apart, right? So we, like Jay said, we would get together and practice a lot. I mean, and try some crazy shit. So yeah, like barbecue league and all that stuff didn't exist. We were, just
Reddit forums,
digging through message boards and the internet and trying to figure out secrets and stuff. And it was we were kind of on the tail end of that like world where nobody knew the like comp secrets,
Like we were mixing our own rubs. I mean, that's how we started.
There we go. At what point did you like? Because everybody, especially if they don't do like a lot of research or see the stuff on TV beforehand, think about it. I mean, like, yeah, I'm gonna do my own rubs, my own sauces. What kind of veered you guys away from doing all that? Did you see, the more commercial stuff is just more consistent, or just a flavor profile? You're chasing flavor profiles.
Probably a couple things, man. I mean, honestly, you guys know that like as you get good at this and you start to really get dialed in, it's kind of a lot of work to get ready for a comp. So the way I see it, there's like rub companies out there and sauce companies out there. That's what they do for a living. Like, I'm going to go with that. It's going to be about as consistent as you can get versus having that much more crap to do to get ready for a contest the week of.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's kind of silly to, and oh God, man, I think our original rib rub had it was like 8 different rubs mixed together plus one that we made, and it was a catastrophe. You know, like there's no need to
Oh,
do
it was a mess. I mean, even Poppy was making his own rub to go with it, and then we made our own sauces. I mean,
yeah,
we probably learned more about kind of like flavor profiles and everything then, because we were mixing it, really shooting for things. To Brian's point, instead of going with the commercial stuff now,
right.
you know, we learned a lot about it very early on for us.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely like a very specific flavor profile. I feel like depending on what year and what time of the year, hits more than others. I mean, you guys have been cooking enough and you've done this, you know, you've achieved enough success. Have you kind of seen that like with the flavor profiles? Like, I think it goes by season. Like you start off early in the season, something hits, and then later on, you know, you'll go through that dry spell where the judges just hate everything you put in front of them. Or do y'all stay consistent throughout your cook, or do you kind of like change your profiles year to year, or you know, first half, second half of the year?
We don't deviate a whole lot from anything. I mean, Brian, I don't know. We've cooked the same chicken recipe for the last 4 years.
4 years, probably.
And rib recipe is last 3.5, 4 years. And I mean, ribs we've tweaked a little bit, but very, very minor things. So I mean, at the end of the day, these contests come down to a tenderness contest. I mean, that's what the main thing is. And I mean, it's all about how you cook it. So I mean, it doesn't matter where we've cooked, and we've cooked all over the Southeast, and you know, we've had decent success everywhere, and we just haven't changed. I mean, we've, like I said, the last 4 years, we've pretty much been using the same recipes.
Right. Absolutely.
So for like doing that, you know, not changing up. So what would you say your most consistent protein is, you know, from you started to now?
Pork.
Pork.
That's a great backyard a protein to dial in on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I mean, if you look at our overall stats or whatever, it's actually pretty consistent. We've had good success with both. I mean, chicken right now has been pretty hot for us. I mean, we've been pretty consistent with chicken here lately. Ribs fell off a little bit. It kind of goes back and forth. Logan, to your point, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like we're turning the same thing every week, and you know, we think it's great, and it goes to the judges, and it doesn't hit. So, I mean, who knows?
To me, it's just you got to get lucky and hit the judges that are generous that week. There's going to be some tables where the judges aren't, and there's going to be some tables where you look at the score sheet and it's like, oh my God, like 4 out of the top 10 were on the same table. You got to get lucky and you got to cook it good, and then you got to land on one of those tables. That's what it boils down to.
So, speaking of tables, you know, y'all been doing this for a while. Do you feel like for his chicken or ribs, is it better to turn in at the front of the window, end of the window, or does it really matter in your opinion? And you know, kind of looking back to where y'all place.
I mean, for chicken, I can tell you, it's not a secret. We always try to hit the very front end of it. That's always just kind of our goal for our timeline, the way things kind of fall.
Right.
So that's what we always try to shoot for. You know,
I think ribs take us the longest.
Yeah. So we always try to get that. You know, if you could pick up that 5 minutes by being on the front side, that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
he gets there when he gets there.
Yeah, I mean, chicken, I think that's the smartest play, especially because you'll get that extra 8 minutes or whatever it is if you turn it in on the front end of the chicken turn-in window. And I mean, we all know. I mean, we've all been like, you know, 2 more minutes on a protein is the difference between, you know, great and mediocre. So I mean, especially with ribs, because the ribs has such a finite margin of error to where they go from, you know, really great to tight to, you know, super loose. So I mean, yeah, definitely, I think that's a smart play, turning it on the early on the chicken side, just to give you a little more leeway. We had a question from one of our guests, Phil Dixon. He asked you, since you guys practice so much, and how do you know when it's right? He said he practices, but he's not hitting what the judge is looking for. He's just practicing wrong.
So we don't practice anymore at all. Like we don't eat this crap at all anymore. But when we were in the early stages is when we practiced like crazy. But I would say, we would invite neighbors. Initially, it was like neighbors and friends and have a few beers and hang out and figure out which it was more about flavor profiles versus actual KCBS tenderness. So honestly, like cook a contest and try to get feedback, or try to hook up with one of these like practice cooks, where there's judges around. If you're trying to get that kind of it's hard to get that feedback. And God, man, is the KCBS contest we've cooked, and how many comment cards have we gotten in the last 5 years? 4.
Yeah,
it's hard to get feedback.
I think one of the biggest things is to Brian's point. I think one of the things you do is, just like AJ, I was giving y'all crap at the Invitational. I mean, walking around tasting everybody's ribs and stuff. I mean, I think that's one of the best things you can do. You go cook a contest, you bring it around to the different teams and let them try it. And look, and most of us will be on. I've told things to people, and Brian's like, I can't believe you told him that. But I think most people that know me, I don't have much of a filter. But I mean, that's what you got to be. You got to be honest. You got to tell him if it was too tight, if it didn't taste, or whatever. I think that's the best feedback he's going to get from anywhere he cooks. Is just go to a contest, because most of us are willing. Even though if we take a bite and spit it back out, it's no offense to you, but we get tired of eating this stuff.
Yeah, I mean I definitely agree with that. Because if Logan comes to me and he give me his rib and I say they're good and they're really tight, it's not doing him any favor, me lying to him. I want to be a good friend and say, hey man, it's tight, so he can be better and not waste money and try to turn in the best product he can, for sure.
What kind of feedback did Poppy give you at
man, dude, Poppy was the look, and I love it. Poppy was so honest. It was a turkey smoke, and I tried turkey wings, right? And they was tough. And Poppy ate one and looked at me like square in the face. He said, that ain't gonna get it. Just like that. That ain't gonna get it, bud. That ain't gonna get it, bud.
That's the kind of comments I want, though. You know what I mean? Like I like you were talking about when you first start off. I mean, we all do this because we cook entirely too much protein and we don't eat this crap. So you invite neighbors, you invite friends over, and I mean, that's the worst comments you're going to get from people, because they're going to tell you it's the best I ever had. It's great. Even like most competition cooks, their worst stuff is better than the majority of people have. So I mean, I don't know. It's like it's there, unless you go and let another competition team try their food who's hit and has some success. It's hard to get feedback. Like I don't want people telling me, man, this is great, this is good. That's why I give it to AJ, because he'll never say that. But like, I love the comments like, man, this is tough, or man, it's a little salty, or the chew's wrong. And then some of you guys, so you ever like give your food to another team and they give you like comments like they're like a wine connoisseur, and like they're like, it's a little, the mouth feel is not right, it's a little grainy on the backside, sweet on the front. I'm like, what are you? I'm like, are they on a different level than me? Like I don't, my palate's not like that. I'm like, it's sweet, it's a little peppery, it's a little tough. Hickory.
Yeah, and don't be offended if I like take a few bites and spit it out in the trash. Like we don't even.
I'm always offended. I'm always offended.
Poppy's our taste tester, and if we're unsure, we'll all kind of taste it. But like, I don't want to eat any of this shit anymore. Honestly, I just can't.
No, chicken's about the only thing I can tolerate anymore. Like I can take one. I can actually swallow one bite of chicken, but the ribs, I'm like, I'm starting to be like AJ, where I just take a little nibble. I'm like, all right, that's all right. Let's go on to the next.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if you ever want, your food tasted and you want a true opinion, give it to Poppy. He gonna set you straight.
I will. I'm gonna search him out. He'd be like, that tastes like crap.
He's ain't gonna get it, bud.
And you gotta know, you gotta know Greg. Greg is like the most laid back guy. That's a super nice guy that never wants to offend anybody. When me and Brian will start cutting up with people, he's like, he'll get on to us like, y'all need to chill out and stop talking to people that way, whatever. And then when he did that, it was just priceless because it's like that just came so far out of left field for him. And
Yeah.
he just said it with the straightest face, and he meant it. He was so sincere.
Oh, he was serious. He was serious.
AJ, when he told you that, were you like, well, crap?
I was like, well, I kind of knew that because I ate it. I was like, yeah, this ain't good. And I told Poppy before he tried, I said it ain't good, and he assured me that ain't gonna get it.
he's like just to reinforce what your comment is, this is crap.
Yeah, exactly.
It's people will come up and try to give us food to taste, and I'm like, man, Poppy's your guy.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't know you, he's going to be pretty nice and let you down easy. But knowing AJ, he kind of busts your chops a little bit.
Oh yeah, big time. And that was the laugh of the weekend, man. That was a good
day.
I
still say it to this day.
AJ, you see this? Look, somebody actually valued my opinion. See that?
Yeah. Well, you know what tight ribs are. So I mean,
I'm a connoisseur of pork chops, shall we say?
Oh man. But hey, Jay and Brian, I just want to ask, for y'all mindset. Y'all spoke earlier, said y'all only cook, 5 contests a year, and usually when y'all cook, y'all do pretty well. But how is y'all mindset going into like a big competition like Smoke on the Shores or the World Invitational where y'all haven't cooked in 20 weeks and y'all just come in and do really well? But how do y'all get yourself up to the week to kind of prepare for that?
Well, I can tell you, getting ready for the Invitational sucked for me because it was just my work schedule went to crap, and Brian, of course, he was on vacation, and just trying to get everything situated. It was a little bit of a pain trying to get ready for 2 contests by myself. Graciously, Brian was able to, he trimmed the chicken for me, but everything else I took care of. But I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just, I think we've done it enough. If we show up to a contest, we feel pretty confident as long as we hit our marks and we hit our timeline that we're going to be competitive. I mean, it's just, that's just as simple as I can put it. I mean, I don't know how many contests we've done, but I mean, we get in there, and as long as we, like I said, we hit our marks, we feel confident at the end of the day.
We cooked more than 100.
Yeah, we broke that. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, last year, maybe the year before, we rolled over 100. Yeah.
That's what
how many contests do you think you need to cook before you have an idea? Like you kind of get a grasp of what judges are looking for. Like, how many comps did y'all do before you started seeing like when did you get your first GC or RGC or first place calls? How far in was it?
I think our first RGC.
We got our first RGC was in 2018, our first year. The Great American. We got it at the Great American, that contest that used to be in Franklin.
That was an awesome one, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a good contest.
And then
never got to go to that one.
2019, it started getting a little bit more consistent. So probably we were, probably 20 contests into it, for us, where we really started getting really, really consistent.
I'd say probably 10. I think that I think like cooking a lot in a row is what helps. So if you can cook, say, 6 contests in 3 months, that's probably a pretty good indicator. If you can get some kind of like rhythm going where you're cooking a contest every other week or something like that, it's hard to do. For us, we almost put it on autopilot now. And whenever we do one, it's like, God, I forgot how much work it is the week of. This sucks. Like, trying to balance, family and work and getting ready. It's a lot. But you kind of, it's repetition, and you just kind of get into this flow, and you just sort of, it's hard to explain, but you just kind of get used to it,
Yeah, it's a big process. Like I feel like you're starting school again as a kid. Like you got off summer break, that long lull of the season. Your first contest is coming around. You're like, crap. Yeah, I got to go through all my notes for what exactly I have to do for all my recipes. But so like, what proteins are you guys cooking? I forgot to ask you that earlier. So like on your ribs, are you using Prairie Fresh, Allegiance? Are you very brand specific, or are you like hunt? You're like whatever's available at Publix.
Ribs, we try to stick with Prairie Fresh for the most part, either primes or just regular Prairie Fresh. Brian has some different spots. He picks those up, or we'll, like everybody, we'll order primes. Chicken, hell, I forgot the damn brand.
It's
Springer Mountain.
Springer Mountain sometimes.
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes,
Total
sometimes Greenwise at Publix. Sometimes, what's the stuff at Whole Foods?
Bell and Evans.
Bell and Evans.
Have you ever seen Smart Chicken? I keep hearing about Smart Chicken, but I've never seen it. I think it's like a West Coast thing, maybe.
No, it's like it's a definitely a Midwest or West Coast thing. I think Target in our area is the only place that sells it, and they sell like boneless thighs and boneless, skinless breasts.
I got y'all got meat in Target?
No, that's the only place that sells it. I trust me. Back in the
Say,
day,
y'all are bougie. Like, what are y'all getting? Like, my Target has bars on the windows. Y'all have like actual proteins in Target. That's nice.
Super Target, man.
Yeah,
Super Target. We got a half Target. And, we can't support that fancy stuff. No, do you honestly think, besides Springer Mountain Farms, because Springer Mountain Farms are the best, do you guys think that the different brands of proteins plays a dramatic effect, or is it more so with you guys like the marbling, the thickness, all that stuff?
Chicken, Brian can talk to the chicken, but I can tell you on ribs, I think it's just the marbling and just the thickness of it. I mean, because we ran out of ribs before and just used whatever and been just as successful with those as we've done with Prairie Fresh. So I mean, it's ribs. My personal opinion, I don't think rib brand makes that much of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, chicken. It's more. I want like as fresh as I can get, and I want same size.
Right. Are you thighs or legs? Y'all legs, right?
Both, whatever. But I mean, we've been running legs more than usual lately, I guess. Sometimes you can't find good ones though. It's just.
Right.
It just depends on when you start getting ready and what you're looking for and what's available. And I mean, Jay bought the chicken this time. I usually buy it, but he bought it for the invitational, and I think he had a pretty tough time finding decent chicken.
Dude, you did better than me. I couldn't find chicken anywhere, and the chicken I did find was like anorexic looking chicken. So I literally did like a SOS to the barbecue community, and luckily some people had some extras, so I'm over here buying secondhand chicken, trying to make protein work because I was so far behind. And Lord, I didn't get ribs until day of.
Man, Pat Swindle move right there is hashtag.
Oh, 100%. No, yeah. Well, I mean, I got lied to too, because they told me they had Prairie Fresh Primes. I go up there, and they're not St. Louis cut. They're freaking spares, and they're not Prairie Fresh. They're Swifties, and I'm like, I can't do this. But that's why I lost. And just so you know, it's not because of the cook. It was because my protein. That's the only reason. The only reason.
But then you got a call in the one meat, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a call. I got a call on chicken in the one meat, and I got a call day of too. I got 9th, I think. I don't know. It wasn't
7 chicken, I believe.
7 chicken. Yeah, it wasn't as good as you boys, but I'm down there. I'm happy to see 256 showed up. What is it? All right, I want to talk about the invitational, you guys, because y'all kicked ass. What is it you think about guys from our little barbecue community that we always like lay an egg, or like the LSU football of the major awards, the championships, and we always laid an egg? What is it you think happens there? Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
Go Tigers!
I don't like Coach. I don't like LSU, but I love Coach O.
It was hard not to like him.
He's like a walking water boy extra.
Made out like a bandit. Which door you want me to walk out of?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
50 million. You mean young women that'll buy me? Anywho, continue.
I don't know. What do you think on that, Brian? We've talked about that before. I mean, wouldn't say 256 really laid an egg.
Not this year. We showed up good this year, but in previous years, though, it's always like a Midwest team that comes in here. It's never like a local team in this area team that wins it. It seems like for the most part, it's usually a Midwest team or a northern team or something like that. That comes down here and just takes you. You think like the judges are so used to like our style cooking, it's something different that they experience that gives a little upper hand, or
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I guess to your point, I don't think a true 256 team has ever won the Invitational yet. I think it's all been, yeah, they're Tennessee, but and you're North Tennessee.
When we were going hard and heavy, it seems like Maba was kind of like kicking everybody's ass every year, and I don't know. I think it has something to do with it being the World Invitational. I think you get judges coming in from all over, so it's kind of a unique judge pool. I remember when we went out to that. What was that contest we did at the campground out in Virginia where it was like windy as hell?
Oh, Galax.
Galax.
Man, I mean, we got every 256 team that went out there just got lit up, including us. I mean, we just got dang, dude. Logan's over there lipping that Weller bottle. That's pretty sweet.
The old special reserve.
That's what I do, baby.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think they cared for our stuff, man. I don't know if it was too much for their palate or not enough, or I don't know. But
it was just too good. It was just too good, bro.
This is too much flavor. This is too much.
They're used to Taco Bell and we're more, Ruth Chris.
Yeah.
Flavor pack.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
I don't know. That's a good question, Logan. I don't know. I don't know how to really answer that. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know, but we always talked about it, when it comes to, because when it comes to especially backyard, the KCBS Invitational is our Super Bowl. It's the largest, it's really the only invitational backyard competition that I know of in the country. So, I mean, it's the one if you're going to show out, this is show out for. And I feel like, we've always just, because you look at the top 10s, the 256 area and Tennessee and stuff. I mean, we pretty much dominate the top 10s for the most part, but then you get to the majors and we lay an egg. So I always just wonder what other people think.
I'm trying to think. In the overall, we've reserved it twice and we finished third. I think it was the first one, wasn't it, Brian, out there in Oklahoma or Kansas?
The first one we did that was in Kansas. I think it was the second.
And David Puckett reserved it. So a Midwest team. I can't think of his name right now. Won it.
Yeah, Maba guy.
Bowman. Was it Bowman?
Yeah. Yep.
Bowman. Yeah.
Yep. That's what I thought.
I got you. Well, man, you've been in the backyard game, especially in the Alabama, area for a while. Like, what have you seen like change in the level of competition and just the whole community in general from when you guys first started off, at the single cook and then to where it is now?
Everybody's better, faster.
I think, this is probably a good
super competitive.
Into deeper topics. I would say the competition's as stiff as it's ever been. I think there's a lot of good teams that get good fast. I think there's a lot of information that's out there. I think it's probably why KCBS is trying to do what they're doing right now with 2 meat versus 4 meat versus whatever the hell they're calling it. But I mean, it's definitely different than it used to be. It's definitely, there's a lot. There were 5 to 10 teams that you would expect to have a chance to win a contest, 5 years ago, 5 to 7 years ago. It's bigger than that now. There's more teams that are just awesome that show up week in, week out. Mm-hmm. And it kind of mimics what you see. Have either of y'all cooked a Masters Series event yet?
Yes.
Yeah. So what I like about backyard is we show up and we take it seriously, but we have a good time. Like if you go to a Masters Series event, dude, like everybody's in bed at like 8:00 and, everybody's like laser focused and super serious and hyper competitive. And I like all that, but I like to go to a barbecue contest and play cornhole and drink beer and crack jokes and listen to music and stuff too. I feel like there's less of that happening nowadays and more everybody's taking it super serious. It's almost like backyard has basically become 2 meat master series, if that makes sense. Guys like AJ going to bed at like 7:30.
We don't allow that. We don't allow that to happen. I'm over there banging on the trailer. Or AJ, just have one drink with me, buddy. I'll make it for you.
yeah. I'll never again.
He says that, but it'll happen.
Never again.
You guys see that though? I mean, Jay can tell you. When we first started talking, man, I mean, it would be like quiet time optional. Like people would be playing music and you'd be hearing cornhole boards like boom, like slamming across the other side of the contest at like 1 a.m, you know, like people playing cornhole all night and, you know, a little rowdier. It's certainly not that nowadays.
It was a lot of local yokels, pardon the term, but I mean, I feel like, especially when I started off in 2019, like it was a lot of local yokels and I was one of them. You know, we're rolling up and we were more of a drinking team than we were a bourbon or a barbecue team. Like, you know, there you like you talked about, man, you camped in a tent and you had, you know, way too many ingredients and you didn't trim until day of, and you know, now everybody shows up and I bet there's maybe 2 local teams or 2 like tent teams at a contest. The rest of them are all trailers. I mean, we all have our, you know, comforts. We've all kind of paid dues, and at this point we all are used to our comforts of air conditioning and whatnot, because it's hot as hell in Alabama.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm glad you brought up the KCBS thing. Where are you guys kind of standing on the 2 meat, 4 meat pros versus masters and backyard? That's kind of been a controversial comment all throughout the country. Where do you guys kind of stand on that as front? Because you cook both, like you said, pro and backyard.
Jay, you want to lead off on this one?
I'll say not all at once. I mean, calm down.
Well, the biggest thing for us is the reason we keep doing backyard is, and AJ knows this, within 2 hours of here, 3 hours, we can cook 20 contests.
Easy.
You know, I think there was one stretch, if I remember looking at the calendar, we could have cooked 9 weeks in a row. I think me and Brian had talked about that.
Yeah.
You know, and they're all backyard. I mean, that's the problem that we have in this area. And you got, look, I call a spade a spade. There's particular reps out there that just don't want pro contest around here, and that doesn't help us either. So at the end of the day, for us to stay in the backyard, that's why we do it. You know, it's simple. I don't have the time on my work schedule. Brian doesn't have the time with his work schedule to go drive 5 and 6 hours and have all this unlimited vacation to be able to get away from work to go cook these contests. I mean, we can decide, you know, on a Monday, you know what, let's go do ditto. You know, it's 20 minutes away. We can go do a bunch of contests within an hour and a half, 2 hours of here. So for us, that's the big factor. I mean, I know it's different in other areas. At the end of the day, I mean, when we go to a contest, we want to cook against the best, and we don't care who we cook against. So for me personally, and I think Brian agrees, I don't care who's in the contest. You know, it can be Brad Leininger, whoever. I mean, it doesn't matter to us. We just want to cook against the best. And, you know, just because I have a camper and a truck doesn't mean I can't cook pro and I can't afford brisket. I choose not to because of my area.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just.
And don't forget about the fun aspect, right? Like, so if you want to show up and drink beer and play cornhole at a Master Series event, your ass better be rolling in at like 2:00 on Thursday, because that's when they have fun. So you got to take 2 days off work to do that. Entry fees are typically what, $100-$150 more for a Master Series event. You got to buy brisket and pork.
$250, $300. Yeah, you're spending $1,000 a weekend.
You're easily plus
exactly.
Plus, you're driving probably 4 or 5 hours to get to one. So, you know, that the equation doesn't make sense for me right now, you know?
Right. I think the only thing that would even make me want to jump pro, and I think you guys, probably in the back of your minds as well. I mean, everybody who cooks competition barbecue wants to go to the Jack once, right? Like that's on your barbecue bucket list. Especially to the level you guys are at, and it has to be. And that's the only thing that kind of is that shiny little object in the corner of the room, you know. That's like, you know, if I cook, you know, pro contest, there's a chance, you know, that I have a chance to go to the Jack once. Does that play into any part in you guys? Kind of like, I mean, I cook backyard. Obviously, you cook backyard because of location and convenience, and the fun aspect of it. But I mean, I'm sure in the back of your mind,
we've had that conversation. Yeah, we've had that conversation, and I mean, ultimately, yeah, we'd love to do the Jack, and it's just like the Royal. We've talked about the Royal, but we're not going to go all the way up there if we can't cook both days. I mean,
Right.
I'm not going to go all the way up there just to cook the Open. If we're going to go to the Royal, we want to be able to do it, the Invitational and the Open. So yeah, the Jack, 45 minutes, an hour up the road from us, absolutely, we'd love to be able to do that. But just right now, with our careers and our lives, with our daughters and everything, it's hard. Now they'll both be going off to college in a year. Our schedules will probably open up a little bit more, and we may be able to do that. But as of right now, but yeah, absolutely, me and Brian have had that exact conversation about cooking the Jack and doing the Royal. So for sure, I mean, that's barbecue goals, if you want to say.
Yeah. We almost did the Master Series jump 2 years ago. I mean, that we started off the season with that intention and cooked Lebanon. We cooked what's the one over in Lawrenceville?
Cooked Sip and Swine.
Sip and Swine.
Yeah.
We were like, yeah.
Sorry,
I mean,
not a Sip and Swan fan.
You're not? Come on, man.
There's got to be there's a story there, obviously.
Come on.
Hey,
Story
Logan,
time.
cook better stuff, man. Cook better stuff.
No, it's not that, man. They disrespected Backyard, and it pisses me off. So
Well,
they didn't even call a top 10 in Backyard Awards, and I'm pretty sure half the Backyard entry fees went to fund the Master Series Awards.
welcome
to
to
Georgia
Yes,
Backyard.
Barbecue, Logan.
Yeah. And for GC, what you get, like a ribbon?
Yeah.
Like it didn't even say anything. It probably said like "good job." Like they stole it from like an elementary school teacher. Like you ain't leftovers.
Easy on the ribbons, man. There's some near and dear contests that love to hand out.
No, some ribbons are fine. It's fine, but it's like that's a big contest. They put a lot of money and effort into it, and it's fun. But whenever first off, don't call the whole top 10 in Backyard because you say you don't have enough time, and then. Anyways, it's a whole ordeal. Rubbed me the wrong way. I'm very vocal about it, but continue. A backyard, I feel like I'm a backyard advocate. I definitely, want everybody to give us our due respects. And there's a lot of people, pro teams and KCBS board members that, don't see any value in the backyard community. And I think we're
I think
KCBS
would be dead in the water without the backyard.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I mean, 100% like I feel like our level is the one that's growing leaps and bounds more so than the Master Series at this point. I mean, they say the whole backyard premise was supposed to be a feeder system for the Masters, and now I feel like due to the economy and due to just other factors, people are just happy cooking it too, like you guys.
Oh yeah.
Papa Squeals will tell you it's not a feeder system. It's not I know it was designed to be like a dip your toe in and see if you're interested in barbecue, and then you can move on up. It's semi-pro is what I think what Papa Squeals calls it. It's more than that now. It's very serious, very competitive cooks that prefer cooking local to meat contests in our area. It's become
it's changed. It's totally changed for the simple fact of the amount of information you can get on the internet and you can find. I mean, you can go watch a video or go watch a handful of videos, go to a contest and be competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's literally that simple. I mean, now you got to cook it. Don't get me wrong, but you can get the right flavor profiles to go to a contest. You still got to cook the meat and it's got to come out right. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you can be competitive pretty damn quick compared to what we had to go through with the trials and everything and trying to figure everything out. So, I mean, even Billy Bob is cooking in his backyard and wants to load up the Smoky Mountains and go cook. I mean, he can go get recipes really quick and come out there
and win.
Stands a damn good chance of winning.
Yeah.
I mean, we met a cool group of guys at the Invitational. I mean, that was their 4th contest they've ever cooked, and I'm like, I mean, that's a pretty awesome. I mean, you're at the KCBS Invitational, and you've only cooked 4. I mean, I was happy with the local yokel 10th place pork and beans call, but definitely not earned my way into a KCBS Invitational. So
sure,
right.
And honestly, God, I think the only difference between backyard and pro, it's not the skill level. Because I mean, like you said, bring on any pro team that wants to cook against any of the guys. I put them against you guys or AJ or Hunt or Electrocuted. There's so many teams in our little area that, for two meats all day long, they're just as good as anybody else. But it's just a respect value. I think the backyard people, probably me more so than most people. I feel like if you don't go out and do a GC or get consistent top 10 calls in Master Series, some people don't put the respect on your name that it probably should deserve. But I don't know, man. That's just me though. But that's my soapbox. I'm standing pretty tall on it, and it's just one of those reoccurring things on the show. But let's go back to funner times, more advantageous. Who in your barbecue journey has been y'all's biggest like inspiration? Like who like if you think like barbecue success, what guy comes to your mind? Don't
Brian.
jump in all at once. Calm down. Oh, Brian, that's nice, man. That's a cool partnership.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Is that what you meant, or did you want me to answer?
Both.
Come on, Brian. Tell the truth.
Yeah,
your mentor.
I'm gonna start calling y'all by name every time I ask a question. All right, Jay, this is your question. Well,
yeah. No clue, man. I mean, So Pitmaster, Barbecue Pitmasters, the show, everybody always talks about that, right? That was sure. Kind of before our time, but the reruns play for forever. So that's cool. And that kind of gets the juices flowing. But BBQ had kind of just taken off when we were getting into it. So it was cool seeing like local teams have success. I don't know if anybody was like really a some sort of like inspiration or anything like that. I don't know if we have anybody like that. We never really had like a mentor or somebody that took us under our wing. We just cooked a lot of shitty food for a while until we figured it out, Happy to share the chicken pickle juice brine recipe with you guys that we were going to run at one point.
No, man, no way.
True story.
Hey, Chick-fil-A did it.
The hell yeah, dude. That's like crack, right? That was our thought behind it. Like everybody loves Chick-fil-A, so we might as well try to replicate that somehow and turn it into competition chicken,
Oh,
well,
man.
whenever you start frying chicken thighs, then that's when it'll come and play. I mean,
Right.
That's what I want.
Is this Polynesian sauce? What is this?
Dude, no joke. I met a team that was their secret sauce, was the Polynesian sauce in their Sweet Baby Rays. And this is at one of those like competitive series. And this guy wanted me to try his food. And I was like, this is different. He goes, yeah, you can tell you the secret. I'm like, oh yeah, definitely. You got Chick-fil-A Polynesian sauce and Sweet Baby Rays. I'm like, there it is, buddy. There it is. You ever have somebody ask you guys for advice and you guys lie to them? or you're like, hey, try this. How is it? And like we talked about earlier, the positive the negative feedback we get from people, helps us along on our barbecue journey. Have there's been a point throughout your barbecue journey that somebody said, hey, try this, and you maybe not know them, and you're like, yeah, man, really good, and not so much? Or are you
not really.
Honestly? This question is for Brian. I'll start with Brian.
I don't do that anymore. Like I said, I've got Poppy there to be the taste tester, but he'll be like, oh man, that's pretty good. And then the second they walk away, he's like pitching it in the trash. But but if he knows you, he'll give you the feedback like you're looking for. Or if you're like, man, I'm just trying to figure this out. And I'd probably be that way too. Like if you say like I'm trying to get into this competition thing seriously, like give me your feedback. This probably sucks. And then I'm not gonna break their hearts telling them, dude, this rib is like whipped leather, like. But, yeah, it's tough. But I've certainly, man. When we first started, we would make our seat. When we started using commercial rubs, we'd put them in different bottles and shit to try to confuse people that'd be shigging. People try to like what we're using. We'd be pulling the old switcheroo on like different rubs and stuff.
Dude, I've done that on lives before. Like I go live and I have my rub that I pre-mixed in like a random container, and I'm putting it on my chicken. I'm like, yeah, man, nice little McCormick's chicken, Monterey chicken season. That's all I put on there, guys.
We used to
What
have.
was it, Brian? We had to take pictures for something, and we posted that picture and
had
had
sponsors that
the
had
Old
some
Bay, and
media
everybody was
obligations.
questioning all the spices that were in the picture.
Yeah, we used to have
Yeah, we've
some sponsors that would require us to post stuff online all the time, and I would do that shit. I would have like Old Bay seasoning and like cayenne pepper, just like random shit out behind. I'd have like the ribs out there, and then all these like bogus seasonings back behind it, you know.
I would do that with chicken. Like what you put on there? I put on that Mo Cason brisket rub on my chicken. That's what I do. That's the only thing I put on is Mo Cason brisket rub.
I want
heavy
big chunks of spice.
Yeah, heavy pepper and garlic.
Right. I want that 3-gauge pepper.
What is one kind of barbecue? I wouldn't say gimmick, or what is one thing that was kind of got hot for a little bit that's kind of died off that you guys thought A was stupid or B like, oh, this is a pretty good idea? Like, what is something you heard in like the barbecue community that people are like, you know, they're like, this makes all the difference, or I gotta have this. Like for instance, a butter cutter. Like I can only do my butter and my chick and my thing if I do my butter cutter.
Yeah, that's a barbecue league deal, right? Like the butter cutter thing. So we've been at this a little bit longer than you guys. Remember like the muffin pan chicken craze?
Muffin pan chicken. That was the ugliest looking chickens I've ever seen.
Yep.
Same size though, bro.
They're same size. I mean, you could trim too. That's like that's Myron Mixon going, I ain't trimming this shit and just shoving it.
Yeah, we did that.
I think that would be one of those things that would that probably went away because we did that for a while and
did that for a while. Like the actual like metal pan, we cooked chicken in that for a while.
Yeah,
we used some silicone molds for a while for it.
Silicone.
Like the.
One little tip: if you use muffin pans, you got to take into consideration how hot the damn pan gets too, because that will mess with your timeline.
Yeah, you can.
That'll burn the crap out of the bottoms. It's like the top's glories. You pull.
Oh, it won't burn it. It'll just be extra tender.
Yeah. Fall off the bone thighs.
There you go. There you go. How about the lettuce pinwheels? You ever try that?
Do you want to tell that first story, Brian, of the first person that helped us build a box?
Yeah, if you say his name 3 times, he might appear.
Oh man, I already know.
Troy Long, Dirty South Barbecue, came over and he's like, "Man, y'all doing a dirty box?" He saw us like jacking up this parsley and stuff. And we didn't know what we were doing. He came over. He's like, "No, man, you got to get you some of that. Yeah, like the romaine lettuce and wrap it and cut it." And he
sushi roll.
Yeah. He came in and kind of like took over what we were doing. We're like, man, I think we'll do this instead. Thanks though. But yeah, I mean, we never did the whole lettuce roll deal. We never a part of that. Once Russ Allen gave us some kale one time, and I was like, damn, that's pretty damn easy. That works pretty good. And I think that's Poppy's preferred. Poppy likes to build the boxes for us. That's his preferred medium he likes to work in is kale.
Kale.
He's got a special pocket knife that he trims it with. He gets detailed in his box building. Cuts the stems off. It's a whole deal. Flattens it with Werner's cans to get the right height in the box.
Got to be Werner's too. It's the only thing that'll work.
Got to be cold Werner's wrapped in paper towels.
Giving all the secrets away there, Brian.
Yeah,
no, keep going. And what was that rub afterwards? After you get the kale, like what was the rub on the chicken? Oh, what were you saying?
Dirty South.
Yeah, Dirty South. Hey, best pork rinds I've ever had though.
I'd agree
with that. Mom with 3 X's. Sexy Mom.
Sexy Mom. No, shout out Dirty South, man. Like I said, the best pork rinds ever put in my mouth. Always excited to see. Was he there at Winchester this year?
No doubt. I'm sure it was.
Oh yeah,
dude. That's the only way I got those. That was the only way a couple years ago, or was it 2 years ago or last year, AJ, with those homeless guys or the train hoppers were walking around the campground. And over here, Daniel gave him a beer. I'm like, no, he's like, I was trying to get him to leave. I gave him a beer. I'm like, dude, you gave them alcohol. They ain't going nowhere now. And I'm like, I hear they got free pork rinds over there at Dirty South tent. And he goes, what? I'm like, yeah, that way.
Right.
I didn't see them out there. I could just see them when killing somebody. I'm sure he had a machete in his backpack. He looked like one of those kind of guys. I'm like, I've seen this movie before, and this one's not PG-13. It was not. No. But what is you guys like? What's y'all's the rest of your year looking like? Do you have any like big comps? Are you going to Pusacue coming up?
Yeah, we'll be at Pusacue coming in like on 2 wheels probably. Pat might beat us there, but
other than that, I don't know what else we have on the schedule after that, Brian.
You doing Coleman?
Maybe if it makes sense. I've got some college visits with my daughter this summer, and I don't know. It gets there's. I imagine we'll probably cook 2 or 3 more times after this. I'm guessing. Figure something out. I'd love to cook ditto if I can. Figure that out. But Jay will be in Alaska on a cruise, so it'll be Invitational 2.0.
I'll be at my Pusacue. I'll be coming in there really late on Friday night for Pusacue because I'll have to work all day. But yeah, it's just it's just life right now. Just like we were talking earlier, Logan. I mean, it's just life right now for us. I mean, both of our girls are going to be seniors in high school, and they both have really busy schedules. And with their senior year, you want to be there for as much as you can. So between that and work, it's just we're running crazy right now.
Backyard definitely takes a back seat to all that.
But look out, you're in college though. All bets are off.
There you go.
I mean, those college visits only take one. Lexington, Kentucky. Everybody looks good in blue.
Oh no,
everybody looks good in blue. Isn't that right, Jay? Jay's extra talkative tonight. I appreciate that.
I'm always talkative, man.
You don't know Jay, do you?
I've had to get for people listening on the on Apple and Spotify. I've had to mute this guy like 10 times. He will not stop shut up tonight. So I apologize, guys. You haven't got to hear these stories, but this guy, whoo.
When I talk with people. When I get home, I don't talk a whole hell of a lot.
My wife wishes I was like that. I was like, don't you ever get tired? I'm like, no, I just like talking. This is the whole reason I got this show. I was just to talk barbecue with more people. That reminds me. Do you guys like ever had that problem? Barbecue is such a major part of my life. I know it's a huge part of AJ's life. Like when you talk to normal friends, do they like try to like sneak in some barbecue stuff in there? Or you're like, I don't want to talk barbecue anymore. Or you're like, people like when I talk barbecue, I feel like I'm damn near like have a secret. I don't want to let people know. Like, you do what with chicken thighs? I'm like, I have to do all this and make them look like this. And I feel stupid sometimes, but I still love it so much.
Yeah, I mean, we get I get the phone calls all the time. Every time somebody's having a cookout in the backyard, they want to know how you cook it and need some tips. How do I do this? How do I do that? And you get those phone calls all the time, but I don't mind helping. I mean, you try to help them out. It's the least you can do.
Yeah. But I do want to like record those conversations and then just hit play the next time. I'm in sales. I'm visiting customers all the time, and they all know I do that. So it's a regular topic of conversation. Like,
you need to have it as like on your voicemails, like push. If you have a message for me in my work, please press 1. If you have a barbecue question, please press 2.
Right. For brisket tips, press 3.
Yeah.
Man.
What do you mean? All right. So I guess it's let's know it's time for the Brothers Q Barbecue Supply lightning round, brought to you by Brothers Q Barbecue Supply for all your barbecue supply needs. So that's a mouthful. It says Garrett Price, speaking of Brothers Barbecue Supply. These two created the barbecue bug I have. First class I ever took, they taught. Jesus. That must have been like, what, preschool?
The only class we ever taught too. Sucker. Sorry, Gary.
Garrett's like, what do you mean they don't use cayenne pepper on the chicken? They saw it in class.
I
These guys said they use cayenne pepper in class.
Yeah.
When was that? That was what, 4 years ago?
Was it that long ago? I don't think it was that long ago.
Who was the head? Who was the head person? Was it Jay? Were you doing all the talking and Brian was doing all the work? Or
believe it or not, I did talk quite a bit. Brian did all the chicken and I did all the ribs. So there was a lot of talking.
All right, I miss you guys. All right, back to the questions, man. I'm gonna ask you a few random questions. Don't think too hard of little one-liners. Y'all ready to go, Jay, Brian?
Let's go.
All right, man. If you're going on the beach, man, or if you're going on vacation, you can go to the beach or the mountains.
Beach.
I'm a redhead.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sun's the enemy. What is one thing you always have in your barbecue trailer that you cannot cook without, and you cannot say your thermopan or thermometer?
Beer.
Yeah.
That is
Bloody Mary. Yeah.
Oh, y'all have Bloody Marys.
There you go. Yeah, Bloody Mary.
Yeah, we do Bloody Marys on Saturday mornings. Yeah.
Well, I ain't talking to AJ no more. I'm gonna have to come find you guys. It's like that's like mother's milk. There's something magical about a good Bloody Mary when you need it. All right. If you guys could take one protein out of the KCBS4 meat and add another one instead, what would it be?
Oof.
Let's start with Jay.
Take one out?
Yep, that would be remove one and then insert one in its place.
Shit, I mean brisket, but I mean I don't know. Maybe go with pork one instead.
Okay, so GBA.
Yeah, so same deal. I think take brisket out just because of the cost. It's just getting too pricey. Maybe replace it with like I don't know, tri-tip or
ooh, nice
beef. Keep it beef for the jack, right? But
sure,
something like
crawfish. Jay gonna turn that last box in. He's like, you can put that on a cracker, dude.
But hit it with that Old Bays, Jay. That's what Jay likes.
Old Bays.
Tony Satchery's, man.
I know.
We
stuff, man.
That's funny. We touched on this earlier, but if you guys had a barbecue meat Rushmore, who would you put up there when it comes to success, either in competition or in business of barbecue? In general, who would be your top 4 guys on your meat Rushmore? Start with Brian on this one.
Jeez, man. Brad Leiniger.
Solid.
Tim Shearer.
1-2 punch.
Yep. Let's go with Heavy Smoke. And let's go Smoke Me Silly. I got a lot of respect for the old
Rob.
Smoke Me Silly. Yep.
Solid 4. How about you, Jay? What would your meat Rushmore be?
I think, Chris and Smoke Me Silly there for sure, but I'd probably have to add Chris Lilly in there.
Lilly,
an Alabama guy, because he's done extremely well. And then Myron Mixon too, man. I mean, he's kind of what you go back to barbecue pitmasters. He was the personality that caught most of our attention for competition barbecue.
Yeah.
So I mean, the way he, his attitude and things like that is what got everybody kind of hooked into this stuff. So I think you would have to add those two to it for sure.
Sure.
All right. Here's a softball question. Of all the big barbecue personalities and people who win, a lot. Who would you think is the most overrated?
Ooh.
I'll start with Jay on this one.
Anybody that wins a lot that's the most overrated.
Yeah. Or it could be past or present.
Shit, I don't know, man. If you the hell are you overrated?
I mean, it could just be in general. It could be personality. Could people you think just not as good as they say they are.
I got one right off the rip.
I'm pleading the fifth on this one, man.
I was trying to get an answer. I was like, I'm trying to get an answer. Like, shots fired.
Yeah, I'll plead the fifth on that one.
Brian, you got a gun ready? You got one loaded?
I don't think so, man. I'm trying to think. I mean, everybody's good. When you get to this level, everybody's good, right? So I don't know if you're winning a contest, you don't suck. I don't know.
Well, your food don't suck, but your personality sucks.
Oh,
yeah.
Who you thinking, AJ?
Huh?
No.
Who are you
All right, we think everybody's awesome. This is the Right on Cue podcast. We love all barbecuers.
Sure,
I'm just asking. I was just asking a guest. But no, man. Stop it, AJ. I want to put you in timeout. No, man. All right. Last question. If you could, well, actually, I have two more questions. If you could change one rule in the KCBS, what would it be, and what would you change it? How would you change it?
Eliminate garnish completely.
I like that.
How about you, Brian?
You guys ever cooked a BCA contest? Maybe go a little longer between the 30-minute turn-ins. Might make it a little more easygoing and chill. That might be okay too. Garnish.
There's an hour.
Sure.
But it's an hour between each turn-in.
Is it an hour, Jay? Shit, it might be an
It's
hour.
either an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's a minute.
I got you. All right, last question, guys. Last question. If the head of the Catholic Church has an automobile called Popemobile, what would the head of the KCBS president? What if he had a car or a vehicle named after him? What would it be called?
Meat wagon.
Meat wagon. All right, Brian, you got one.
Who's the head? Who are we saying is the head of KCBS?
I'm saying right now it's Rod Gray.
Yeah.
But in general, I'm just saying in general, if the Popemobile is not exactly specific to a person, I'm just saying the you got one.
Jeez, man. The old pellet envy wagon. I don't know.
Pellet envy wagon. All right, very specific to Rod Gray. All right, guys. Well, that's our show tonight, guys. I appreciate you guys coming on. This is the time of show where I'm gonna let you guys give shout outs to your sponsors or let people know where people can find you, and also if you have anything coming up where people can also check you guys out at.
Yeah, you can find us on MySpace. MySpace.com/hickory_hangover. At Hickory Hangover on Facebook and Instagram. Give a shout out to our sponsors, Heavy Smoke, Hardened Seasoning, Pitmaster Barbecue Supply. Anybody else you want to throw in there, Jay?
I think that's all of them.
Yeah. You guys, make sure you check out these guys.
That's the official, #J3 Beer Works. That's our official beer sponsor.
Oh, I like it. Check these guys out. If you haven't seen, they have a free tell-all class on LimeWire and Napster. Just make sure to download it now. Just make sure your antivirus is up to date. But
you have at least a 56K modem connection to get those downloads.
Yeah, and make sure you're signed up to their AOL account emails to make sure they send out all the greatest newsletters. And wait to hear you got mail. But no, man, that's our show tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I literally, the utmost respect for you guys, and I can't say anything better. AJ's with me. When we see you guys at a contest, the first thing we say is crap. Yeah. And I think as barbecue competitors, that's the highest accolades that we can give somebody. When a certain team shows up, we're like, well, this has got a lot tougher. So, I mean, you guys are definitely been doing it for a long time. You're well known, and obviously, based on the KCBS Invitational, you guys definitely know what you're doing. So we appreciate everything y'all do for the 256, and we appreciate having you guys on tonight.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, man. This was a blast.
Absolutely. All right, man. We'll see y'all later, boy. And as always, go Cats. Right, Jay?
No.
See y'all, man.
Jay's cracking me up.
Oh yeah, man, that was a good show, man. That was a good show.
It was a great show, man. Great show. I was waiting for Jay to be like, Coach O, I'm like, which door I need to leave on, and what time you need me to leave?
Yeah, for real. I mean, shoot, as much money they gave him, should I would say the same thing.
Should I be like, do you need the toilets cleaned or car washed? I got you, sir.
Yeah, they say they're gonna pay him his contract. Shoot, heck yeah.
I know. I wish I got fired like that. Yeah. One of these days. But no, man, well, that's our show tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us as much as we enjoyed hanging out with Jay and the boys. Make sure you check us out. And guys, if you're watching, listening, whatever you're consuming this media, please like and share and subscribe us for tonight. Like I said, if you're still hanging around with us, I told you there's going to be a giveaway. So if you share the podcast that happened tonight, I will pick one lucky winner and mail you out something special. So make sure you guys check that out, share it tonight, and we appreciate you guys. Make sure to follow us. So that's enough begging. I feel like the end of the church where I'm begging. All right, guys, give me some stuff. But you gotta get that in, man. You gotta get that in. But that's AJ, right. Man, you got anything else for the people before I let you go?
No, man. The only thing I gotta say is sign up, man. We got a bunch of contests in Alabama coming up. Brothers Q Barbecue Supply got putting on last points chance in Cleveland, Alabama. That's gonna be coming live. Smoke on the Water, Gunnersville gonna be coming live. Glencoe. I mean, we got a bunch of good contests, but y'all don't wait. Get signed up.
That's right. Sign up and support your local bartenders. We appreciate everything, and we appreciate you guys. So, as always, when it comes to barbecue, make sure you're always right on cue. Later, guys.
That's all, folks.